Good morning to you, my friends and students of the second year. Today's lesson is a continuation of the series of lessons that we've had in the past 2 weeks, which I started, I think, about biology, the first one. No, sorry, it wasn't about biology. It was about chemistry for pharmaceuticals, pharmacies. Second was about physics, and this one, which is the finale, the final part of the series, is about biology. There's a chance that on this Wednesday, you'll have a quiz. Okay, it's just a suggestion. It could be a quiz or it could be a homework. Just prepare yourselves. It could be either of the two. And if it's a quiz, what I'll do is I'll have an essay or a paragraph. And in the paragraph, you'll have, let's say, topics included. Topics in relation to what we've studied in the three lectures, in the previous 3 lectures that were related to, as I said, physics and biology, and this one is in chemistry. I'm not focusing because I hear someone knocking outside of the room right here in the university. That's why my mind is slightly away. I'm slightly absent-minded, as they say. Anyways, let's go back to the topic. So today's lesson, what I have here is about vocabularies related to biology. Let's look at the sentences and then try to see the translation of those sentences and the words which I need you to pay a close attention to. All right? So let's look at the first sentence. Baruduch. Again, I have issues with the spelling because of the issue, the systems, I guess, because phone system, the laptop system is slightly different. Baruduch کارگری سرگورینا DNA دیگه. Baruduch in this case, I mean circumstances, okay? I could have also said environmental factors, but in this case, because it's Baruduch, I have to stick to word for word translation. Baruduch کارگری سرگورینا DNA دیگه. The translation is circumstances affect the mutation of DNA. You see, gorin is change in plain English, but if you use biology, so if you talk in or use jargons which are common in biology jargon, you'd use the word mutation. All right. So oftentimes you hear biologists saying, well, this resulted in a mutation, so that mutation is gorin in Kurdish, but gorin, as I said, in biology is not just any regular change, okay? We have the word mutation, which is a good translation for that one. So there you have it, you have mutation. Bumawa zuriya giringe kimya jiyonida. Now, I'm pretty sure I've talked about bumawa before. I did mention the word bumawa in the lesson a couple of times, which is genetics, okay? Genetics. Zuriya giringe, what's important, important. Kimya jiyoni, truly sorry about that. I hope you're not wearing headphones as you're listening to this audio recording, to this, electronic lesson, watching this electronic lesson and listening to the audio of the electronic lesson. So, kimya jiyonida, in biology, which is the case with any other science present or available, it also has different types. Biology could be classified as biochemistry, microbiology, yada yada, okay, and so on. In this case, what I have here, kimya jiyoni is interested in studying areas related to the chemical reactions that affect microorganisms on a, as I said, or on a microorganism level. Okay? So in the translation of it is biochemistry. Okay? So genetics is really important in biochemistry. Isn't that right? Yes. So genetics, okay, is essential in biochemistry. Genetics is essential in biochemistry. I don't know. I'm feeling slightly absent-minded, or just maybe I'm dehydrated or something. So I do apologize if you find my thoughts slightly disorganized. I do apologize. Next is بسپوریا من دوباره هورژینور زانستیه و تایبتی میکروبان. Hurjin means small creatures, okay, like very, 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 very small creatures. In this case, it's microbes, okay, like something which can only be seen using a microscope. So in this case, بسپوریا body هورژینور زانستیه. Hurjinवर means microbes, some things which are extremely small, only can be seen with a microscope. بسپوریا body هورژینور زانستیه ده وبتایبتی میکروبان. Okay, so micro means hur, very small. Hurjina, sorry to sound silly with my pronunciation. I apologize about that. I'm sorry about that. So my specialization is microbiology, and in particular microbes, okay, and in particular microbes. Or you can say I'm particularly interested in studying microbes. Okay, I think that's a translation. Yeah, my specialization is microbiology and specific microbes, and in specific. I'm sorry, microbes. Next sentence. هر زندگی سالخط زال و نزال ینهی. So, you know, zindawar in this case, creature, alright? Saluchat, trait. In biology, saluchat is a trait. Trait, okay? So in biology you have as I said, sorry, I didn't say that. Well, in biology what you have a dominant trait and a recessive trait, okay? A dominant trait is a trait that shows up in most of the cases. A recessive trait is a trait that rarely occurs. Not rarely, but is less common than the dominant trait. Yazal, saluchat zal, in English is dominant trait. Saluchat nazal, okay, in English is recessive trait. Every creature has dominant traits and recessive traits. Every creature has dominant and recessive traits. Okay, that's a translation of that sentence. Final sentence here. Zurbuna Gioni Dejatia Budahate. Zurbuna Gioni Dejati Budhate Kilinjlai Nazia Daku Agendain Huin Eugenics Bujahbina. I do apologize, as I said, my device right here, my gadget here is like problems with with defining the vocabularies which are used here. Okay, defining the spelling of what I typed on my laptop. Let me translate this word for word. Zurbuna Gioni, we call it biodiversity. Okay? Biodiversity. It means having diversity in biology, okay, of something. Dijati Butatakiran was, you can say, criticized, was hindered, was let's say fought against. All of these are correct. From the Nazis. Agenda is an English word, so there isn't anything specific for it. Eugenics is also eugenics. Eugenics was a program by the Nazis which aimed at basically ending the lives of people who had predicaments in life, who were challenged. Okay, when I say they were challenged, people who had, let's say, certain issues which hindered their ease of life. You can Google eugenics to understand eugenics better than the way I explain it right now. The Nazis objected biodiversity to implement their eugenics agenda, okay, or their agenda of eugenics. I think I have the final sentence right here. عندك أوريشن أخلاقي هي سبارتي بن خانين بنرد وكارينا نوا. So I think I explained أوريشن أخلاقي before. I said أوريشن أخلاقي. I think I talked about akhlaq in one of the lessons. I said it could be ethics or moral. In this case, I'm talking about ethics. Ethical issues, okay? أوريشن أخلاقي, ethical issues. سبارتي بن خانة is translated to stem cells, okay? Stem cells. Or خانين بنرد. بن خانة or خانات بنرد, both of them mean the same thing. So, if I translate this, I would say there are some ethical issues with regards to stem cells and their use, or using those stem cells. Alright, let me see the translation. Ethical issues with stem cell and their use, okay? Their use. So, as I said, this Wednesday, please be prepared, as you may have a sort of an exam, sort of a quiz, and you'll have all these vocabularies included. Maybe we'll have a very long essay, a long essay, in which you translate the essay into English with using the vocabularies I've already given you in these previous lessons. What's important for me isn't really chemistry, isn't really biology, isn't really physics. The most important thing for me was the first lesson we had, which is about it was about chemistry for pharmacy, or pharmacy related vocabularies, drug related vocabularies. Thank you very much for paying attention, and I do apologize. I was, I felt like tired and dehydrated, so my thoughts were not organized, and I wish you a very beautiful day. Take care and stay safe.